sufficient.
Will you condemn Palestinians who commit terror attacks against Israelis?
And will not be able to create a better situation in Gaza. PM Netanyahu mentioned that he will start again full military operation when the humanitarian
I'm saying it all the time. You should say it in Arabic, not in English. You should teach in your schools. You should stop the hatred. You should stop naming streets after terrorists. Look at the squares in Ramallah. Look at the streets in Jenin. You naming streets after terrorists.
The Council must ensure that...
I now give the floor to Her Excellency Ms. Retno Marsudi, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Indonesia.
The President, I'm back attending the UNSC meeting because I want to be on the right side of the history.
And take a position on the conflict in Gaza. Since then, we have had UN Security Council Resolution 2712 calling for pauses and the release of hostages and the entrance of aid. Unfortunately, that Security Council resolution has not been fully implemented.
In refugee camps. While as part of the humanitarian pause, prisoners are being released. On the other hand, almost the same number of new prisoners are being arbitrarily detained in the West Bank. When can this atrocity be stopped? What is to be fate of Gaza, West Bank, and Palestine? Will they have their future?
Mr. President, Excellencies, Resolution 2712 was approved in a context of widespread death and wholesale destruction unleashed by the conflict in Gaza and Israel. According to Israel, who were also abducted, including 34 children, and there are also numerous accounts of sexual violence during attacks that must be vigorously investigated and prosecuted. Gender-based violence must be condemned anytime, anywhere.
While as part of the humanitarian pause,
according to
prisoners
the de
are
facto
being released.
authorities,
On the other hand,
more than
almost the same
14,000
number
people
of
have
new
been killed
prisoners
since the
are
start
being
of the Israeli
arbitrarily
military
detained
operations
in the
in
West
Gaza.
Bank. When
Tens of
can
thousands
this
of Palestinians have
atrocity
also
be
been
stopped?
injured,
What
with
is
many
to be
more
fate
missing.
of Gaza,
In
West
Gaza,
Bank, and
more than
Palestine?
two-thirds of
Will
those
they have their
killed
future?
are reported to be
Mr.
children
President,
and women.
I want to repeat what I've said last
In
month
a matter
this
of weeks,
that the
a far
UNSC
greater
has a
number
big
of children have been
responsibility
killed by
to maintain
Israeli military
peace and
operations in
security.
Gaza
For sure, I
than the
welcome
total number
the
of
UNSC
children killed
resolution
during any year by
2712,
any party
and
to a
I also
conflict
welcome the
since I've been
extended
Secretary
humanitarian
General,
pause and the release
as clearly
of hostages
indicated in the
and
annual
prisoners.
reports on children and
Out
armed
of this small
conflict that I
glimpse
have
of
submitted
peace,
to the
we
Council.
could see hope. Families are
Over the past few
united and
days,
it's reaching
the people
those
of the
in
occupied
desperate
Palestine
need.
territory and
But
Israel
is it enough?
have finally seen a
No,
glimmer of
it is
hope.
not sufficient.
Will you condemn
Humanitarian pause
Palestinians
is
who
too
commit
narrow
terror
and
attacks
too
against
fragile
Israelis?
and will not be able to create a better situation in Gaza. PM Netanyahu mentioned that he will start again full military operation when the humanitarian
I'm saying
pause
it all the
ends.
time.
I
You
cannot
should say it
understand
in
this.
Arabic, not in
And I
English.
further
You should
cannot
teach
understand.
in your schools.
If the Security
You should
Council
stop the
let
hatred.
this
You should
continued
stop
threat
naming
against
streets after
humanity
terrorists.
to happen,
Look at the squares in Ramallah.
Council must act
Look at
to
the streets
preserve
in
trust
Jenin.
in the
You naming
multilateral
streets
system.
after terrorists.
The Council must ensure
And
that
are you
the
willing to come
hostilities
and attend these
do
meetings
not
in the
return.
presence of the Americans?
We condemn all terrorism
work
in
together
Hebrew, in
to
English,
We
move
in
condemn
Arabic.
the killing of all
Humanitarian
innocent
pause
civilians,
into
including
a durable
Palestinian
ceasefire.
civilians.
Because
Do you
another
do the
You
day
same?
paying
of
them,
fighting
you
You
paying
do
the
the same?
families of the
We're
terrorists.
Do you do the same?
You
further
glorifying
action
terrorism.
is needed.
Shame on you for doing
We
that.
don't.
Shame on you for
significant
glorifying
impact
terrorism.
in
Shame on you
Gaza,
for killing
Shame on you
thousands of Palestinian
For not
children.
saying we condemn all
This
acts of
action
terror,
should
period.
contain, first, to
That's what we are
deliver
saying. We
unhindered
condemn
humanitarian
all
assistance
acts of terror.
in a swift
That's what I want you
and
to say.
You cannot
You are
say
being
that you
translated
condemn
into
civilians.
5 languages. You can say it right now.
throughout Gaza.
我
We
请以色
condemn
列
all
代
acts
表
of terror.
，ensure
我请以色列代表继续他的发言。
adherence to international law, particularly international humanitarian